Fire with the Konnect Show on Wu World Radio. Here I am at the SOHO Film Festival, and I am with a very important man for Lucky Numbers. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, I'm Michael Cuccolo. I'm the writer-producer of Lucky Number.
So, as the writer-producer, you gave a story when you were telling the question and answering, well, when you were answering the question and answering part, about how you actually knew someone, and that's how you came to end up writing this story. Could you give a brief description?
Sure. A good friend of mine from a past career prior to getting into writing and producing took them out to play golf one day, talk about a little bit of business. We were having drinks, just discussing future business, and halfway through that, my friend turned to his younger brother who had just started in the business, said, "Hey, tell Kook," my last name is Cuccolo, so everybody calls me Kook. So tell Kook about A-Rod's phone. So he proceeds to show me text messages that he got that were female propositions and all sorts of crazy things, but also invites to high-end events. So he would text back pretending to be A-Rod and say, "Hey, I can't make it," when the invites would come in. "I can't make it. Do me a favor, put my boy Brett V +2 on the list. I'll owe you one." And that worked more often than not, and here we are today. Lucky number.
With an entire movie. So what made you get into writing and producing? Because you said that you had been in the corporate world before.
Well, I was an athlete when I was younger, and I played 3 sports and was pretty good at all of them. So it was really, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm melting over here.
It's okay, I understand.
It was kind of my focus, and when I was a kid, I wanted to play the guitar, and my parents had no time for that. You're an athlete. And when I was in college, I wanted to be a theater major, and they weren't so supportive of that idea. So, I kept kind of wanting to pursue it, but the time was never right. And when I hit 34 years old, I said, whoa, like, I'm running out of time. Like, if I'm really going to do this one day, now is the time. And I just kind of started, I taught myself how to write for the most part through books, and audited some classes at NYU, and just kept getting more and more serious about it to, at 36, I knew I was going to take the big leap of faith one day. I knew I wasn't ready, but that's why my production company is called 36 Films, because I was told by many people in quote-unquote Hollywood that I was too old and that the opportunity had passed me by. So that was my little jersey to Hollywood, that I can do this, I will do this, and someday you're going to have to deal with me, and I'm coming. So yeah, that's the origins of Lucky Number and 36 Films.
So how did you come about the casting? Because it seems like it kind of worked out where the cast members, for the most part, really got along and had a good time making the film, even though... No, you're fine. You're wonderful.
Okay, I'm dripping but glowing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. You're not sweating, you're sparkling.
Yes, thank you.
So...
All that's going to do is make you hot.
So how was it that you came to getting the casting?
By the way, there's no air conditioning.
And that is not our fault. That is the fault of SOHO Films, by the way.
What was your question again? I'm sorry, Sapphire.
The casting.
The casting. Well, we had Eve Battaglia was our casting director. She did a great job. David Cornu and I think we wrote a pretty good script, and we're pretty clear with who we were looking for with our characters. Joey Russo, who played Paz, actually went to my high school, Seton Hall Prep, in West Orange, New Jersey. Yeah, boy. So Joey was always on my radar from the time I got into the business, and it just turned out like literally Joey was the man. It just, not only did he go to my high school, was he a good kid, but he just nailed it. And then, as I said during the Q&A, Tom was literally, he fell into our lap. We had reached out to, Tom wasn't even on our radar, and we had reached out, tried to get a cast through a couple of people, and it didn't happen. And Dion said, "Hey, I know this guy Tom Pelfrey, just did a great movie with him. He's a great guy. He's professional." And he said he's from Jersey, so I'm a Jersey guy. I said, I got to meet Tom. And Tom and I met for breakfast brunch at the Broadway Diner on 57th Street and 57th and 7th, and we hit it off. He read the script the night before. He loved the script, And we had the whole Jersey thing in common. And I said, hey, you're my guy. Let's do it. And he showed up the next day. He cut his hair because he had long hair at the time, which was really appreciated. And he the day after, because that was President's Day, so he came in to get a haircut. We couldn't even really do any rehearsing or anything. And we started the next day, and he killed it. He killed it.
Whose idea was it to put Method Man as the basketball player?
That was Method Man had worked with our casting director in the past, Eve, and she said, you know, how about Method Man? Immediately we were like, wow, that's great, because not only is Method Man, which is really awesome, but Method Man's 6'4", so it's really sellable. To whereas if you have, you know, some other actors who are trying to play a professional basketball player, it's a tough sell. You got to put them on soapboxes and, you know, angle up. But you know, and Tom is, you know, pushing 6'2" himself, so it really worked out well that Meth was so tall and Tom was tall, and Meth was great, man. He was a blast. He was not only a pro and, you know, showed up every day ready to rock, but he was just very fun to have around. And we you know, we shot him out, and I think it was 7 days out of the 19 or 21, whatever it was that we shot. We shot him out in 7 days because we knew we had a lot of other stuff to do. But the days that he worked were long and hard, and he killed it for us. He really did. Thanks, Meth. You're the man.